I heard that you want to grow your hair longer than it's ever been before, so this is the video for you. In my last video, I talked about 15 ways to improve your hair growth from your scalp, and one of the tips was aloe vera. I mentioned a DIY aloe vera hair growth mask, and I had a bunch of questions asking me how I make it, how I use it, so let's get into it. Here's how I make my aloe vera hair growth mask for super long hair growth. I never just want to throw ingredients at you like without explaining why they're in the mask, so I'm gonna sit down and talk you through the ingredients first, and then we can get into the mask. Okay? The first ingredient is aloe vera. So let's talk about the benefits of aloe vera. So firstly, if you find that you have buildup on your scalp, like flakiness, dandruff, then that can cause inflammation, and the inflammation causes itchiness. That's kind of what I deal with towards the end of the week. I start to have like an itchy scalp, and that tells me that I've got a lot of buildup on my scalp, like flakes. This is bad for hair growth because the pores on your scalp are clogged by all of that buildup, and that inflammation stresses out your hair follicles. Stressed scalps don't grow hair, so we want to fix this problem. So that's where the aloe vera comes in. So aloe vera has antifungal properties which targets the dandruff and the flaking. And a 1998 study found that the fatty acids in aloe vera also target the inflammation as well. So by using this in a hair mask, it means that we're going to be able to resolve flakiness, buildup, dandruff, inflammation. So your scalp is going to be able to breathe, and your hair follicles are not going to have that inflammation, so they're not going to be stressed out. So maybe you don't have a dry scalp, maybe you have a greasy scalp. So the same thing's going to be happening, clogging your scalp and stressing out your follicles. So aloe vera has great cleansing properties as well. It contains fats that can break down that excess oil, but it's gentle enough to not strip your hair. On top of that, aloe vera is said to stimulate dormant hair follicles and repair damaged cells, thanks to proteolytic enzymes in the aloe vera. So that all results in improved hair growth. So that's all doing wonders for your scalp, but it's also great at treating the lengths of your hair because it's packed full of nutrients such as vitamin A, C, E, B12, as well as fatty acids and amino acids. Let me just show you what kinds of aloe vera you can be using. So I have this one right here. This is by Eclat, if a French word, I assume. It is 99.9% natural. It has a few other ingredients thrown in, and they actually explain why they're in there. So it has a tiny amount of citric acid as a pH stabilizer. It has vitamin C in it. It has some potassium sorbate, which is used as a preservative to prevent mold. It also has some xanthan, which is a plant-based natural thickener. So that's the only ingredients here. It's as close to the fresh natural leaf as you can possibly get. Everything else that I looked at always had some chemicals like phenoxyethanol and all of that kind of thing. So this one, I'm really happy with it. I'll leave it linked down below. I got it on Amazon. You could also try to get your aloe vera gel straight from the plant. You can buy a pre-cut leaf in some places as well. But if you have a good, strong, healthy plant at home with some thick, juicy leaves, then you can do this yourself as well. Just keep in mind that if you do it straight from the leaf, then it is known to cause allergies, and you will need to do a patch test and wait 2 hours. And then if everything's fine, you can go ahead and use the gel. So the second ingredient that I'm going to use is Jamaican black castor oil. This one that I've got right here, I got it from the Beauty Palace just down the road. So this is also said to be great for your scalp because it contains fatty acids that also help to reduce that inflammation on your scalp and make your scalp healthier. So going back to what I said at the start, how that inflammation can really stress out your scalp, and you don't always realize you've got inflammation. But if you have dryness, or even if you have greasiness and it's causing itchiness, that's inflammation, and we want that anti-inflammatory properties. It has many anti-inflammatory properties, including high levels of omega-6 and 9s and vitamin E. But the hair growth for this is not strictly proven, so please don't rely on this alone. The main function of it in this mask is because it's so slippery, so it's going to add lubricant to the hair mask, which means I can massage the hair mask into my scalp. It's going to stimulate blood flow to the scalp, and the blood flow brings the nutrients to the scalp, which is going to help my hair follicles to produce hair. So we want to make sure that we can get in there and do that massage, and everything's going to be like lubricated. On top of that, the oil is going to add shine and protection to the rest of my hair as well. I do this mask before shampooing, so you can think of the castor oil as well as adding a little bit of pre-poo protection to the rest of our hair. Okay, the last ingredient in the hair mask is a fenugreek powder. It's packed full of iron and protein, which is going to help to restore dry and damaged hair. Fenugreek powder is packed full of vitamin A, K, C, folic acid, potassium, calcium, iron, and protein, which are all essential nutrients for hair growth. So all of this promotes a healthy scalp environment, which is essential to hair growth. It's also packed full of antioxidants, which if you remember from my last video, they were another tip for hair growth. Antioxidants are going to help to reduce inflammation all over your body, so it's really great to target them on your scalp. Researchers believe that the antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties of fenugreek can reduce inflammation on the hair follicles, Dr. Reed shares. By reducing inflammation, fenugreek powder can boost the overall health of the scalp. Okay, so that was kind of a long explanation. Let's get into the mask. I want to show you how to make it and how to use it. So you're going to need 2 tablespoons of aloe vera gel to every teaspoon of castor oil and a teaspoon of fenugreek powder. My aloe vera gel, 1 castor oil, and lastly the fenugreek. People do say that this smells a little bit bitter, but I personally love the smell of it. It smells like a little bit spicy. I would say spicy more than bitter actually, but some people can't handle the spice. Mix it all together, and if you need more mask, then just add more of the same measurements. So I switch into an old t-shirt that I don't mind if it gets dirty, so that I don't ruin my clothes with this hair mask. So I do this on wet hair. I've just lightly rinsed out my styling products, but I haven't shampooed yet, and I'm just lightly detangling my hair as well. I section my hair so that I can apply the mask evenly, and I just massage that into my scalp and run it through my hair as well. Then when my hair is evenly coated, I put a plastic cap on top and I sit with it for about 2 hours, and this is just to ensure that it has enough time to work, and the cap really speeds up the process as well. Then it's time to rinse and shampoo my hair. So the reason I'm shampooing afterwards is because the fenugreek has a little bit of a bitter smell, so you just want to make sure that you properly cleanse that out. Also, the castor oil is quite thick and it can lead to build-up if it's not properly cleansed out. That's why I'm shampooing afterwards. But don't worry, you're still going to have all of the great benefits of the hair mask. I'm using my Function of Beauty range, I'll leave it linked down below, and I'm just styling my hair with a Denman brush, and then I'm going to plop and use my diffuser. So this is how my hair looks right after using the mask. It feels so light, like I've got no build-up on my scalp whatsoever. I'm really noticing it now. Ever since I went to that hairstylist who told me I had a lot of build-up, I really noticed the difference now when it's just clear and healthy and thriving, and that's just really gonna help me to keep growing healthy hair. The rest of my hair is looking kind of shiny right now, and it feels strong too. Do still kind of smell the fenugreek afterwards, but it's definitely not too strong, and I think I only notice it if I like stick my nose right in my hair and if I'm like looking for the scent. But if that scent really bothers you, then you might need to shampoo twice, and that is the reason I did this as a pre-poo treatment rather than doing it after shampooing. I would recommend using this mask once a week, so even after the first time you should start to notice that you have smoother, shinier hair and a fresher feeling scalp, and then after about a month of using this, you should start to feel that your hair feels stronger and that your hair looks thicker at the roots as well, and that's a good sign that your hair is growing from the scalp and that it's going to be able to retain its length because it's stronger. I'm going to link all of the ingredients that I used in the description box down below. Make sure you check them out. Also, leave me a comment down below, tell me if you liked this video and let me know what you want me to do next. And if you don't want to miss my next videos, make sure you're subscribed, turn on your notifications. Also get me on Instagram where I'm posting updates all the time, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great week. Bye.